Olly Barratt joins us now to tell us how Sipho-Sethu, Mbuli and Thamsanqa Hoza bagged these honours. Olly, very good morning to you. Now, two winners from South Africa. Give us a little bit about each one of them. What led to them winning these awards?
Yeah, very impressive young people, these two. Sipho-Sethu and Mbuli setting up an organisation called Love This Skin, which works to try and end the stigmatism around albinism. And we can hear a bit from her speaking here in London about winning this award and what it's been all about for her.
I'm the founder of an organization called Love the Skin. We are fighting to end the stigma of albinism in South Africa. Quite a huge problem in the African continent is the misconceptions and the deeply held beliefs that people have about people with albinism. So my work is fighting to end the stigma of that.
And the other South African winner awarded at Buckingham Palace, Hoza. In 2014, he set up Hot Nozzle, it's called, which was a battery-operated shower head which heats up water. But he didn't end there. He went on to set up HN Innovate, which seeks to inspire young people in South Africa, particularly, into entrepreneurship. He is also now founding a robotics program. This guy's a teenager. If you want to feel old, this guy's still a teenager and has founded those three organisations awarded by the Queen here in London at Buckingham Palace. In attendance, though, at the ceremony, not just the Queen herself handing out these awards to these two young South Africans and other winners from around the Commonwealth. Prince Harry was there. He spoke at Buckingham Palace at this event as well. His new wife, Meghan, was with him too. David Beckham in attendance as well. So a star-studded lineup to honour these young prize winners.
Olly, just tell us a bit about these awards for those who are not quite familiar with how this works. I mean, how difficult is it? How does one actually, who nominates them, who gets them there, and how difficult is this process?
It's incredibly difficult to win one of these awards. It's a 5-year programme that was set up by the Queen. This is the last round of young people who will be awarded as part of this 5-year programme. So a very limited pool of people who have received these awards over that 5-year period. They are awarded to people around the Commonwealth who have really inspired, who have moved change in their countries, who have worked with other young people to inspire change as well. What happens is that they are brought to the UK for these awards, and the pinnacle of this, the climax, if you like, is receiving these honours from the Queen herself at Buckingham Palace. But there's a residential programme as well. In the week or so leading up to the awards ceremony, these young people have been working together. They've been to Cambridge University for some sessions on things like social media and expanding their businesses. They've been to Downing Street to meet with British Prime Minister Theresa May. They've really been working with each other. What the Queen hopes is that these young people will now go away, go back to their own countries, continue to work in inspirational ways, but will also continue to communicate with and collaborate with the people that they have met here in London as part of this residential process. And she hopes that that will continue to develop links within the Commonwealth, which is an organisation she's deeply passionate about. She sees it as one of the real achievements of her reign as the British monarch. There's been some criticism about the Commonwealth at times in recent years, whether it's still a relevant organisation. The Queen believes it is, and that's part of the reason that we saw Prince Harry and his wife Meghan at the ceremony overnight. They are going to spend, as will Prince William and Prince Charles, of course, much of their lives devoted to trying to further the Commonwealth, as I say, an organisation about which the Queen is deeply passionate.
Well, Olly, I believe we do have a clip of the young man, the teenager, Thamsanqa Hoza. Let's hear a little bit from him.
Well, to be honest, the youth entrepreneurship landscape in South Africa is not so good at the moment as it seems. There are actually quite a substantial amount of youth entrepreneurs that are coming up onto the scene, but first of all, they face a lot of red tape, as you may call it that. So for people that are already within the scene, they still face a lot of red tape, but a vast majority of people still aren't even exposed to entrepreneurship and innovation. So it's kind of, my work is not only to facilitate youth entrepreneurship and innovation and help advance that, but to also make students aware of it. And so essentially developing that critical mind thinking, being able to see problems. And once you have a solution or an idea, seeing how can we be able to take this idea into a scalable business.
Well, that was the other winner there, Thamsanqa Hoza, 18 years old, just 18, one of the Queen's Young Leaders Awards winners there, getting it at Buckingham Palace. Now, Olly, just to give us an idea of what they were up against as well, just an idea of who the other recipients were, just out of interest, you know, who were they, where did they come from, some of those that caught your attention on that list.
Yeah, there have been winners from all over the Commonwealth, 30-odd countries or so involved in the ceremony last night. Winners from Lesotho, from Namibia, from Ghana as well. So Africa very well represented indeed, but many Asian winners from Commonwealth nations as well, all receiving their awards from the Queen and in the presence of David Beckham and Prince Harry and formerly known as Meghan Markle as well. And, you know, I remember when I was 19, I was an idiot and I had done nothing and I had achieved nothing, and I had certainly not set up 3 organisations and been awarded by the Queen and able to talk so eloquently and articulately as Tammy was doing in that clip just there. So a deeply impressive group of young people.
Yeah, they do set the bar high and put us to shame. Thanks very much for that, UK correspondent Olly Barratt there. Coming up after the break, a recap of the Nigeria-Argentina World Cup match and, of course, some other sports news for you.